9. This is the VON Major Newscast.
Good evening, I am Jarvis Bunny with your VON Major News Package for today, Wednesday, 7th August 2019. In our lead stories nationally, Nevis's Deputy Governor General appointed to act as Governor General's deputy, and Delhi Ranks wins Culturama 45 Road March competition. Regionally, Puerto Rico Supreme Court to decide fate of new governor. Internationally, President Trump visits mass shooting sites amid criticism. And in sports, Kititian Jason Rogers advances to 100-meter finals at Pan Am Games. We'll have the details to these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse.
Wow.
Welcome back on to the national news in detail. A press release from the Government House in St. Kitts, His Excellency the Governor General Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, GCMG CVO QCJP, will be absent from St. Kitts and Nevis for a period of short duration. Therefore, he has appointed Deputy Governor General for Nevis, Sir Anna Mrs. Hailita Liebert, MH, to act as the Governor General's deputy. The appointment took effect as of Monday, August 5th. In the capacity as Acting Governor General, Mrs. Liebert will discharge the functions of the Office of the Governor General. His Excellency on Friday, August 2nd, administered the oaths of office and allegiance to her honor at the Government House here on Nevis. The results are in for the Culturama 45's Road March competition and Cultural Street Parade. Emancipation Juve Jump Up and the Cultural Street Parade were held on Monday, August 5th and Tuesday, August 6th, respectively. In the Road March competition, Delhi Ranks of the Core Band won with a total of 220 points with his song Yeehaw. Speedy, who is also of the Core Band, took the first run-up spot with his song Ready. The results for the Cultural Street Parade indicate that in the float category, the troupe Agriculture in Fine Style won with a total of 457 points. Festival Pride took the first run-up spot with 425 points, and Four Seasons Revelers with 402 points took the second run-up spot. Royal Rampage Troupe won the Fantasy category with 537 points. And Love Passion Pride took the first run-up spot with 524 points. Festival Love in the second run-up spot amassed a total of 481 points. The Cotton Ground Masquerade won the Folklore category, and the Nelson Jeffers Troupe won the Old Mass category. The winner of the Junior Cultural Street Parade is the Country Settings Come to Town Troupe. Meantime, Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat here on Nevis, Mr. Antonio Abernathy Liebert, expressed his appreciation to patrons and sponsors following the climax of Culturama 45.
I would like to say a big thank you to all those persons who would have come forward and would have made their contribution in terms of participating in this year's festival. To all the organizers of fringe activities, Freaky Friday, Glowfest, 4-in-1 Fete, Toucan Sound presents Kess the Band. I say a big thank you for coming on board and partnering with the Nevis Culturama Committee.
Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat, Mr. Antonio Abernathy Liebert. The Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force is reporting that there were no major incidents in the just concluded Culturama 45 festivities. Head of the division is Superintendent Lyndon David.
I would say that from our awareness, we had a safe cultural activity in terms of Culturama 45. However, before I go further into it, I just take this opportunity to thank God for His mercies and loving kindness to Also, we look at our patrons, persons who patronize the various events. And there were other persons who worked behind the scenes to ensure that we had no serious incident taking place. Yes, we do acknowledge we would have had some minor incidents, but it did not amount to anything major.
He further commended revelers for their cooperation during the Juve and Last Lap sessions held on Monday and Tuesday respectively.
I know for the Last Lap we had the presence of the Honorable Prime Minister who came over, and the day before, which was on Juve, we had the leader of the opposition who was also on island along with his team. And, you know, persons, they jam, yes. And from when I was on the ground, I didn't see any scuffles, but I know we would have had one or two where the police would have intervened. The band members, yes, in terms of finishing on time, both Juve and the Last Lap, they finished on time, so that we had no serious intervention in telling them shut off. They indicate to the public, and the public, yes, we had one or two persons who were not pleased with the time. They wanted to go further, but we had to stick to our mandate.
Superintendent Lyndon David. Culturama 45 festivities climaxed on Tuesday, 6th August with the Cultural Street Parade and Last Lap Jump Up. The festival's theme was Love, Passion, Pride, Culturama 45. St. Kitts and Nevis's Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris has extended heartiest congratulations on his behalf and that of the people and government of St. Kitts and Nevis to the government and people of Jamaica as that country observed its 57th anniversary of independence. In a congratulatory letter to Jamaica's Prime Minister the Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister Harris said, "The government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis salute you on this landmark achievement as you continue to blaze the trail in pursuit of true sustainable development and punch above your weight in our region and further afield." Prime Minister Harris stated that the theme, One Nation, One People, is succinct yet sober, focusing on your strong commitment to unite and build Jamaica. Prime Minister Harris told the Jamaican Prime Minister that he looks forward to continue working with him at the level of CARICOM, the OAS, Commonwealth and the United Nations as we tackle the numerous challenges confronting us as small and developing states in pursuit of our development objectives. Jamaica gained independence from the United Kingdom on August 6, 1962. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris has expressed his Team Unity Administration's pleasure in bringing an end to the ongoing problem of the disruption in traffic due to heavy and dangerous flow of water across the island's main road in the area known as Washgut on the outskirts of Cayon in St. Kitts. Workers of I&B Construction Limited continue to build culverts and the bridge across the road to effectively address the issue of water flow across the road. A culvert is a structure that allows water to flow under a road, railroad, trail or similar obstruction from one side to the other side. Prime Minister Harris expressed his pleasure in the work being carried out when he made an impromptu visit to the worksite on Sunday, August 4th. Dr. Harris also commended the workers for their diligence and professionalism in carrying out this important work. Work on Washgut forms part of Phase 2 of the Comprehensive Island Main Road Rehabilitation Project currently being undertaken between the areas of Keys and Sadler's Village. That project is also seeing the construction of sidewalks, installation of improved drainage systems, and the paving of the main roads. St. Kitts and Nevis's first Animal Rescue Center was officially opened on July 30th. The Basté Animal Rescue Center BARC was a collaborative effort between the Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine RUSVM and animal care community groups. Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Sean Richards, who was present during an opening ceremony to mark the official opening of the center, commended the pioneers and members who have immersed themselves in one of the greatest initiatives relative to animal rescue in the Federation. The Deputy Prime Minister stated that the Animal Rescue Center is undeniably appropriate and timely from a local and cultural context. He said that persons across the diaspora are still unaware of the realities of animal cruelty on a regional and global scale. He added that it is known that many animals are abandoned and subsequently become endangered, as they are left to suffer the onslaught of the weather elements, other animals, and uncaring humans on a daily basis. And lastly, in our national news segment, the Commonwealth Scholarship Commission in the United Kingdom, UK, has announced the availability of scholarships to enable citizens of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to pursue PhD studies at a UK university. The period for the scholarship program will be from January 2020 to March 2020. Interested persons would be required to visit cscuk.dfid.gov.uk/apply/PhD-high-income-countries/ where they would find all the necessary information regarding the application process. Although the website has a closing date of August 28, 2019, interested persons would be required to submit their complete dossiers to the Human Resource Management Department in St. Kitts no later than Friday, August 16, 2019. And that's the national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com, or you can check us out on Facebook at Von Radio or our Von Radio YouTube channel for these and other stories. News from across the region is next.
Ladies and gentlemen, this here's another one for the steppers.
Swipe to win big in 2019. That's right, the Bank of Nevis Limited is once again giving you, our valued customers, a chance to win big. Just swipe or use your Bond Visa credit card for US $100 for a chance to win a cruise for two, an iPhone XS, or a grocery dash at Best Buy Supermarket.
Say what?
Sign up for a Bond Visa credit card and automatically be entered for a chance to win. This offer ends August 31st, 2019. So tell your friends and family to swipe to win big with the Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram.
Welcome back, and now on to the regional news. Out of Puerto Rico, attorneys submitted arguments by a Tuesday noon deadline in what many consider the biggest decision in the 119-year history of Puerto Rico's Supreme Court, who will be the governor of the U.S. territory, mired in political and economic turmoil. After a sustained protest movement led to the resignation of the previous governor, the island's 3.2 million people now await the final outcome of the constitutional deadlock pitting Puerto Rico's Senate against Pedro Pierluisi, who was sworn in as governor late Friday. Puerto Rico's 9-member Supreme Court was in summer recess when it decided to take up the lawsuit filed late Sunday by senators seeking a preliminary injunction ordering Pierluisi to immediately cease functioning as governor. If the Supreme Court finds in favor of the Senate, Justice Secretary Wanda Vasquez would become governor, though she has said she doesn't want the job. Out of Barbados, police are investigating the death of a 27-year-old Guyanese whose body was found on a beach in Christchurch on Monday. The police said the body of Anastasia Natasha Angel had been seen near the water's edge and that it was subsequently pulled onto the sand. The authorities have not indicated whether the woman was a visitor to the island for the Crop Over Festival, which ended on Monday, but are treating her death as unnatural. Media reports said that the body was found behind a guest house and close to a hotel. Out of Jamaica, renowned Jamaican scientist Professor Gerald Lawler heads the list of 124 Jamaicans who will receive national honors and awards for service to country at to a service to the country at the annual ceremony slated for King's House and National Heroes Day, October 21st. The awards and honors became effective as of yesterday, Tuesday, 6th August, as the country observed its 57th year of independence. Professor Lala is to receive the third highest national honor, the Order of Merit OM, for his contribution to local and international development in science, technology and innovation and service across the private and public sectors. Among the 5 recipients of the Order of Jamaica OJ, the 5th highest national honor are Dr. Julius Garvey, son of Jamaica's first national hero, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, for distinguished contribution in universal civil activism and the promotion of entrepreneurship and the legacy of Garveyism and Pan-Africanism. Meanwhile, 39 Jamaicans are to be awarded for their contribution to nation building with the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander CD. The Badge of Honor, which is awarded to civilian residents and foreign nationals employed in the diplomatic and consular missions overseas, will be awarded this year to 37 individuals in the other categories of meritorious service and long and faithful service. And lastly, in our regional news segment, out of the Cayman Islands, police seized an undisclosed quantity of what appears to be crack cocaine and cash from a Georgetown man they arrested on suspicion of dealing on Tuesday afternoon. Police said that the 2 officers on patrol in the district had cause to stop and speak with the man who was walking along the island's main road. Because he behaved suspiciously when speaking to them, the officers requested a search of his person. Police said that during the search, the officers found a small bottle containing small rocks resembling crack cocaine along with some cash. The 50-year-old man was subsequently arrested on suspicion of possession of a controlled drug with intent to supply and other drug-related offenses. The cash found on the man was seized by the officers as proceeds of crime. He remains in custody as the investigation continues. That's the regional news segment. Stay with us for news around the world. Welcome back on to the international news. President Donald Trump visited the sites of mass shootings in Ohio and Texas amid warnings he will not be welcome. The attacks in Dayton and El Paso left 31 people dead. The U.S. president spoke out on racism and hatred following the shootings, but has been accused of stoking the same sentiments he sought to condemn. The BBC's Gary O'Donoghue reports.
The President and First Lady will spend a couple of hours, first in Dayton and then El Paso. They're expected to meet members of law enforcement and also some of the relatives of those who were killed and injured in the weekend attacks. In both places, there are mixed emotions about the wisdom of the president's visit. Some say that when it comes to gun control and racial hate, the president has to take some of the responsibility for what has happened. It's likely to be a fraught few hours.
A huge bomb outside the police station in the Afghan capital of Kabul has killed at least 14 people and injured 150. The explosion sent a large plume of black smoke into the sky and left nearby buildings in ruins. Most of those wounded were civilians. The Taliban say they carried out the attack. It comes amid peace talks between the Taliban and the U.S., which aim to bring a nearly 18-year conflict to an end. Both sides say they have made progress. Afghanistan's Interior Ministry said a car bomb was used in the attack, but the Taliban said they had detonated a truck bomb, which is much larger. The UK's train operators are to pull out of the Interrail scheme, which has allowed unlimited train travel across Europe for a fixed price for almost 50 years. The Rail Delivery Group, RDG, which represents the industry, said it would withdraw on January 1st, 2020. It will also pull out of the parallel U-Rail scheme for non-EU visitors. The BBC's John Donaldson reports.
For decades, Interrail and Eurail trips have been a rite of passage for millions of mostly young people exploring Europe by train. However, from the 1st of January next year, they'll no longer be valid on trains in Britain, with the exception of the Eurostar across the Channel. Any Interrailers wanting to travel by train in Britain will have to buy a separate ticket. British people will still be able to buy Interrail passes to travel elsewhere in Europe. In a statement, the Rail Delivery Group, which represents British train companies, said the change was not connected to Brexit or Britain's membership of the EU.
And female MPs have walked out of Kenya's parliament in solidarity with a colleague who was ordered to leave because she had taken her baby. According to the House rules, strangers are not allowed into the chamber, children included. Speaker Christopher Amulele ordered the MP out of the chamber and said that she could return without the baby. Some MPs shouted and others started shoving each other. The BBC's Will Ross reports.
Zuleika Hassan said she'd only brought her baby into Parliament because she'd had an emergency. Some of her male colleagues condemned her decision to bring her 5-month-old baby into the building, one describing it as shameful. To some Kenyans, it seems a little odd that the MP was chased out of Parliament in the middle of what is World Breastfeeding Week. In 2017, Kenyan lawmakers passed a bill compelling employers to construct special rooms where mothers could breastfeed and change their babies. However, Parliament still doesn't have such a facility.
That brings us to the end of our news segment. The latest in sports is next.
Get the hottest summer deal on your vehicle from TDC Automotive and pay no deposit. Finance your vehicle at the lowest interest rate ever with TDC Financial Services for as low as $775 per month. We're giving you 1 year free insurance with TDC Insurance Company on selected models. Free insurance? Now that's hot! Save even more with free servicing for up to 1 year. Free licensing, registration, accessories, and tinting. Save thousands and get lit with the hottest summer deal from TDC Automotive. We're #1 for a reason. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back and now on to the sports. In athletics, Kittian Jason Rogers qualified for the finals of the men's 100 meters at the 2019 Pan Am Games in Peru. Despite not having any competition before the Pan Am Games, due to the fact he just recovered from injury, Jason managed to finish third in his semi-final heat to be the only athlete in the final that does not have a season best. CJ Green of Antigua and Barbuda won that semi-final heat with a time of 10.31 seconds, followed closely by American Cravon Gillespie with a time of 10.32 seconds. He believes if he had gotten some competition under his belt for the year, he would have performed better. Jason is confident he will do well on Wednesday when the finals begin at 5:52 Eastern Caribbean time. The two St. Kitts and Nevis female athletes were not that fortunate as both Chanel Cook in the 100 meters and Rianda Richards for the 400-meter hurdles finished last in their respective semifinals. Chanel ran a time of 12.36 seconds in a race won by Carly Emanuel, running a time of 11.48 seconds. After the race in the mixed zone, Chanel said she executed her start as planned, but the race did not come together as it did in training. Meanwhile, Rianda Richards ran a time of 52.49 seconds from lane 8 in a race won by Grace Claxton of Puerto Rico. Still in athletics, Jamaican discus thrower Frederick Dakers wiped out one of the Pan Am Games' oldest records, and Olympic sprint champion Elaine Thompson, his compatriot, led 100 meters qualifying as they celebrated their nation's independence on Tuesday. Defending champion Dakers launched the discus 67.68 meters on his second attempt to beat Cuban Luis Delice's record of 67.32 meters set at the 1983 Games. Dacres, building for September's World Championships, had set Jamaica's national record of 70.78 meters earlier this year. Meanwhile, Elaine Thompson, the Rio Games double gold medalist, cruised home in 11.36 seconds, well off her season's best of 10.73 seconds, but enough to shade Brazil's South American champion Vitória Cristina Rosa 11.40 seconds in their semi-final. Commonwealth Games winner Michelle Lee Ayi of Trinidad and Tobago was just off Thompson's time in winning the first semi-final in 11.37 seconds, and Canada's Christelle Emmanuel took the third race in 11.48 seconds to set up Wednesday's final. In cricket, England bowler James Anderson will miss next week's second Ashes test at Lord's due to the calf injury that curtailed his involvement in the series opener. The 37-year-old was past fit for the Edgbaston test despite hurting the same calf playing for Lancashire last month. However, Anderson managed just 4 overs on the opening morning before aggravating his right calf and did not bowl again as Australia won by 251 runs. Meanwhile, Pakistan is not renewing the contract of head coach Mickey Arthur, who is a potential replacement for England's outgoing Trevor Bayliss. South African Arthur, 51, has been in charge since May 2016 and led Pakistan to the 2017 Champions Trophy title. However, they failed to reach the semi-finals of this summer's World Cup. Bowling coach Azhar Mahmood, batting coach Grant Flower and trainer Grant Ludden will also leave their roles, the Pakistan Cricket Board has announced. In more athletics, the Grenada Paralympic Committee GPC has successfully completed registration and licensing of its first athlete with the World Power Athletics WPC and the International Paralympics Committee IPC in the person of Ishona Charles. The amputee javelin competitor has met the standard prescribed for recognition, which now makes her eligible to represent Grenada at international power athletics events. Ms. Charles is one of the few Grenada power athletes who consistently participated at the Grenada Athletic Association GAA National Championships and her club, the St. David Track Blazers events, and Ms. Charles also competes in the shot put and discus events. In tennis, the top 11 highest earning female sports athletes over the past year are all tennis players. Serena Williams, 37, a 23-time Grand Slam winner, tops the rich list after earning $29.2 million, including $25 million in endorsements, according to Forbes. Japan's Naomi Osaka, who beat Williams in the U.S. Open final, is second. U.S. World Cup winning striker Alex Morgan is the first non-tennis player at 12, earning $5.8 million. Germany's Angelique Kerber, 31, completes the top 3 despite slipping to 13th in the world rankings, while current Wimbledon champion Simona Halep, 27, is 4th. And that's it for sports. The weather is next. Welcome back. Tonight's weather will continue to be mostly cloudy with a 60% chance of brief evening showers with the chance of decreasing as the night progresses. The weather tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a moderate chance of brief morning showers with the chance of showers increasing tomorrow afternoon with a moderate chance of thunderstorms. The winds are east-southeast at 4 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 18 knots tomorrow with higher gusts in some showers. The seas are 1.2 to 1.8 meters. The sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:52 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the major news package for today, Wednesday, 7th August 2019. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, Nevis's Deputy Governor General appointed to act as Governor General's deputy, and Delhi Ranks wins Culturama 45 Road March competition. Regionally, Puerto Rico Supreme Court to decide fate of new governor. Internationally, President Trump visits mass shooting sites amid criticism. And in sports, Kittish Jason Rogers advances to 100-meter finals at Pan Am Games. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Jarvis Bond wishing you a pleasant evening.